Welcome to the sportiest stream, and welcome to the Royalty Series semi-finals. The Challenger 3v3 division in Season 1 is nearing its end, and when we do get into this one, I do want to say quick apologies there. Did misspell their team name on this stream. This is GNG Sapphire, not Scarlet, taking on Rce Hellhounds here tonight, so I've had a couple mistakes here on this stream. Of course, I can't seem to spell the team name correctly for Good Night Gaming here. Good Night Gaming Sapphire. But again, they're taking on Rce Esports' Hellhounds here tonight in part of that single elimination bracket. Again, this is the semifinals of the Royalty Series. If we take a look at our bracket, this is what we've seen in our top 16 so far. These teams had to be undefeated going into this. For GNG, as that second seed, proving that he can stay consistent even in the playoffs, even when other teams have not been so consistent. With none of the higher seeds actually making it this far. The 4th seed and the 3rd seed both losing in that quarterfinals. The 1st seed in TBMRF losing in the round of 16. And they're the only top 4 seed that coming into this bracket that has stayed that way. Again, that's how weird and consistent. That's how rough it is at this level. There's so many good teams out there fighting for that spot. And a good example is Rce Hellhounds coming in as a huge underdog as the 11th seed in this bracket and making the run through DNA Super Science, the 6th seed, and then taking on FFE Ground Zero, the 3rd seed. Beating them both. For GNG, they're run a little bit easier in the playoff bracket, taking on DNA Demonic Terrorizers and then DNA Vipers. Their regular season run was not easy. They've had to play FFE Ground Zero. They beat them there as well. They've also played DNA Super Science, beating them in a Game 5 in the final week of the regular season. They'd also have a match against TBMRF here for GNG Sapphire. That's their one loss of the season, a 3-1 loss to TBMRF. That's the only loss they've ever had. For RCE coming into this bracket, they have lost only twice. Their first being a forfeit loss in the first week to the Boogeyman Demons, a match that they could not play. And later on this season, getting swept by Striker Stray Dogs, who, as you see, lost in that first round to DNA Vipers, who got beaten by GNG Sapphire. So these teams have had their fair share of difficulties. There's no walk in the park run for either of these rosters. They both have had to go through a lot just to get here, and in the Challenger division, it's going to be tough as GNG Sapphire again. You'll recognize this roster with Lit Knight, Fat Dab Slayer, Thanatos, and Redwater. We've seen Lit Knight, Fat Dab Slayer, Thanatos before. Redwater, I've actually recognized a player who's been hanging around that champ rank for a while. And he's been a teammate, I think, of Lit Knights for a little while. There's I for Rce Esports' Hellhounds. It's Goobler, It's Roche, Blade, and Swaggy. And if you haven't already noticed, this is the best of 7. All these matches in the playoffs, best of 7 on the other side of the bracket. The main stream, the Royalty Series stream, has Empire Knights versus Define. Also have the grand finals later tonight. So we'll see whoever wins this. We'll get it there. Again, an exciting matchup here. These teams have fought valiantly to get to this point. The nice thing about single elimination is that anybody can win from here on out, so teams doing well. As again, apologies to Good Night Gaming Sapphire. I accidentally calling them Good Night Gaming Scarlet, not only on this stream, but also on my, when I had that initial post on X / Twitter at SportioCRL, made a mistake of calling them GNG Scarlet there. So again, my apologies. It's not Scarlet, this is Sapphire on this stream. Again, my apologies there to everybody out there who knows these teams. Again, accidentally just calling them that on this stream. Fortunately, you have it fixed. They'll be known as Sapphire for the rest of the night. Hopefully, I won't make that same mistake. I also wrote them down in my notes as GNG Scarlet, so I'm not off to a good start here tonight, but these teams, I'm sure, will like to get off to a good start here as well. As again, this is part of that Challenger playoff run here tonight. We are 2v2 playoffs not long ago. And the mainstream catching a lot of that action here for the end of Royalty Series Season 1. Again, these brackets only continue. This is Challenger. Tomorrow will be All-Star, and Sunday we'll see the Premier Division. His run is for the Challenger 2v2. I know that run, I think, is still ongoing actually on that stream, so they're gonna have to move pretty quickly on that one. But it's DNA Demonic Terrorizers taking on Swordfish Hydra. Demonic Terrorizers, actually a team that also played in the Fury Division, but they lost again to GNG Sapphire coming in as that 15th seed. They did not stand much of a chance against them. And that Royalty Series mainstream, they've been live for a little while. So they're going to be hoping to get as much as they can wrapped up. Shoutouts to, I know Brambo's going to be there. I know Crouton's also going to be on that stream. So shoutouts to them as well. And shoutouts to everybody who has been here for these players. It's been an exciting time. In the Royalty Series. In Season 1, again, they're preparing for their next match. So they just concluded as well, it looks like. Which is a good thing for us because it means they're going to be moving on schedule. Again, I'll get you updates. I don't know what that 2v2 result has ended off with, but DNA Demonic Terrorizer taking on. We're taking on Swordfish Hydra in the grand finals. Yeah, we're going straight to threes though. Some different rosters here. I mean, it is Gooby, Swaggy, and Blade of RCE. We're waiting on GNG to join in also. And Royalty, we'll wait on if they do have an update for our 2v2 champions. But again, it's going to be a great night here for everyone. But again, hopefully we'll get GNG in any moment. Get your votes in. Prediction poll is still live. Again, GNG should be here any minutes. They have match lobby info. They're probably just doing some warm-ups. Generally, Lit Knight isn't late to match, so I'm assuming he's just doing warm-ups. They're preparing for what should be a great night of action. Again, this is a best of 7. Come to a spot if you want to see some semifinals action. Again, the finals, which will be streamed after this, will be on the Royalty Series mainstream. That is Royalty Series on Twitch. ROYALTYSERIES. Again, they got the other semifinals in Empire Knights and Define. That actually is Sleepless's team, so Sleepless will be playing tonight. He'll see if he can get his first championship. Yeah, he's already made a pretty impressive run, top 4. Generally speaking, Sleepless does not generally do well in the playoffs. So the fact that he's fought every single year, he's been able to make great runs. This is the first time he's made it this far, and he's hoping again he can take his first championship. As the two founders, Sleepless and Flip Founders won. He won last season at the end of the Skyward series. But Sleepless might be able to be the first to win the Royalty Series between the two of them. But we'll see about that. It's going to be a tough run for him. Especially taking on Empire Knights, a very good opponent. In as that 9th seed, a pretty solid team. Define does come in this bracket as that 7th seed by the looks of it. So, and they're not coming in too weakly here. Or not the 7th seed. What am I saying? They're not the 7th seed. The opposite of the 4th seed, they're the 5th seed coming into this. They're the 5th seed, so that's a pretty high level matchup here. Again, Rce Hellhounds, the only real major surprise coming to this point though. Even a 9th seed making it this far isn't what I would call too surprising. Although beating again GNG Argent, GNG Argent beating TABM Raft, the 16th seed winning, is pretty surprising. But again, the 9th seed making it this far, not the craziest result I've seen. But it's crazy though, is the 11th seed Rce Hellhounds getting past the 3rd seed in FFE Ground Zero. Plus getting past DNA Super Science as well. No, again, these are not easy matchups. Here as we are waiting. Is Lit Knight in chat? Hello, Lit Knight. Waiting on one player? No problem, my friend. You do have 15 minutes to get into this lobby, so we'll wait until 15 minutes after then. And it's up to team discretions. But we nearly actually didn't have this match as well today. Earlier today, Rce Hellhounds were not so certain they would have all 3 players available at this time. Very thankful that they are all here, though. And, well, that's going to make things a little bit nicer for us here, as again, Rce Hellhounds have all made it into this lobby. They are just waiting on GNG, or Goodnight Gaming. Relatively new org, split off from what was Milky Militia, which was the last org that Lit Knight was on. As speaking of Lit Knight, he's in. It's him, Thanatos, Fat Dab Slayer, their usual starting roster here tonight for GNG Sapphire, not GNG Scarlet, as I again mistakenly labeled them as when this stream started. My apologies to GNG Sapphire, but I don't think they mind too much, knowing Lit Knight. He's a pretty relaxed guy. As we'll get in this matchup, Goodnight Gaming taking on RC Esports. And we've seen this group before out of GNG again, back when they were on Milky Militia. solid roster to say the very least. And we have seen a lot of Lit Knight in the past, and all the work that he has done will continue to be solid. Again, back there on MM Scarlet. That's where the Scarlet comes from, by the way. If you're wondering where that was his old team, was MM Scarlet, Milky Militia Scarlet. Obviously now forming his own organ. Good Night Gaming, Sapphire, being his roster. And being the roster out of Good Night Gaming that has made it this far. The 2nd seed taking on the 11th seed. An underdog Cinderella story looking to continue for Rce Esports. Behind us on the other side, Good Night Gaming, Lit Knight, Fat Dap Slayer, and Thanatos. Players who have been here before, who have played in the Skyward series, but then they have won as well in that Skyward series, but they look to win here. 3v3s have eluded them. They've won in 2s, I believe. In the last season of Skyward series. They into the grand finals in both, but could not do it in the 3v3 division. This next year, the same roster coming in with similar results. Can they take the crown? Deluded them for a while here. Newcomers in Rce Esports looking to once again prevent GNG Scarlet from what they want and from what they've really been able to fight for every single season. Only the loss coming into TBM Raf, who has lost in that first round. GNG Sapphire will be on the blue. Rce Hellhounds will be on the orange. And the best of 7 series winner of this will see themselves in the Challenger 3v3 Grand Finals later tonight. GNG trying to get this started early here. Early aggression as well. RCE definitely being pushed back, and they might want to be a bit careful on that goal line. It's a team that's definitely used to that pressure again when you play FFE Ground Zero. And it's a top team for a reason. They themselves are also really good at having an insanely talented team chemistry. There's not much team chemistry better than GNG. These 3 players have been teammates for a lot longer than most of these teams have even been around. Well, this name is new for this season, and the starting roster is not. Only addition being Redwater, added in as that sub, but even he has some use on this team back when GNG was known as GNG Scarlet. He was also on that roster at that point, back in the Ascend Tournament Series Ascension Cup. Their run in that Ascension Cup, though, fell relatively short. But here in the Loyalty Series, they've looked a lot better. Although not able to get shots on net here, as once again GNG have to be sent back. Lit Knight trying to get around Blade. Now a touch here to get around Gooby. Fat Dab Slayer. They'll look for the infield pass and a whiff from Swaggy. That's an open chance. Thanatos will put it in. And it's Good Night Gaming to put in goal 1. It all really starts from this whiff off of Swaggy there, and Blade was fully expecting his teammate to commit to it. Has to stop midway. They try to get that block, but he's demoed out. GNG Sapphire with goal 1. And RCE, having played so much defense, you knew a goal was sure to come against them. The way they're playing, it is not a confident play style here tonight, here from Rce Hellhounds. GNG Sapphire looking a lot more confident right now. RCE struggling to get out here as Lit Knight. Gooby with the dunk, Swaggy now off that side wall. Fat Dab Slayer will clear this ball ahead, and he won't be able to get that infield touch either. RCE heading back, but again they're sitting very, very far. The GNG Sapphire are not afraid to challenge aggressively. Well, they might be afraid to get that save as 2 commits. Lit Knight will clear the danger away, and he'll fire for GNG up by 1. Now looking for 2, but Swaggy will hold the front post, and at least for now, it's really a lot of test shots from GNG. They're making shots from far. Not willing to play as aggressive and get in the face of RCE. Not a team that's incapable of it. In fact, they love to do it, but again, you're seeing the pressure. It's getting to these players, a lot of them. Know what it's like, have, again, had to experience so much in this playoff bracket. GNG, though, again, have faced it multiple times over. Getting themselves as far as they can is no easy feat as Fat Dab Slayer off that sidewall. Gooby. Blade's waiting on it, but Gooby, Blade, drop down pass, and RCE still searching, and again, they're looking for that creativity, looking for something new. Something different, something unique. Something to catch GNG Sapphire off guard, but GNG Sapphire, again, this roster's been around for so long. They've seen a lot of what they've already seen, and RCE, again, they're not going to bring any surprises here to GNG. At least not this early. You just have to be able to play confidently, and right now you're seeing some mistakes that may be to the contrary. As Blade, oh, a great bump there. Fat Dab Slayer will remove Blade's chance. Swaggy can't get the shot either. It's GNG Sapphire up again. 1-0 the scoreline here in Game 1. They're holding on to it desperately, looking for their second. Lit Knight, Blade will have that one away as Gooby. Thanatos, a little bit backwards on that one, but again, the clean, consistent play from GNG Sapphire is prevailing. Lit Knight again with the 50-50. The offense continuing for GNG. One more goal surely will do it here for Game 1. They can't buy themselves opportunities here. RCE pushing up further, but they can't get up to that final third. Thanatos off the side wall. He'll jump early. Blade with the block. In front, no one there. Lidnight will jump though. Couple players whiffing. RCE maybe giving themselves one more chance. Fat Dab Slayer, no block in the midfield though, and he'll go down the field. This one kept in the midfield. It will be one more for Lit Knight, and that will put the exclamation point here on Game 1. Good night, Gaming Sapphire. One game closer to the Grand Finals. They've been there before in past seasons of the Skyward Series. And they do it again. This time, take that championship. One step closer. One game over the 11th seed here from the second seeded GNG. Just need to continue that kind of confidence. Doesn't come easily at this level. But they've done well so far. But for Rce Hellhounds, they've made some pretty impressive upsets already. Again, having just beat the third seed in FFV Ground Zero just earlier this week. It's a team that is used to playing as the underdog. They've had to all this time in this playoff bracket. In fact, even in the regular season, they've had some pretty impressive upsets here for Rce Hellhounds, beating again, having to compete with the Striker Stray Dogs, going to Game 5 against them. Again, this playoff bracket really is where it really feels like Rce Esports has really found their next gear. Now they just need to be able to act on it once again with the pressure high, with the competition only getting better. We move into game number 2. No technical timeouts in this league, unlike most other leagues that we've seen on leagues like ATS, like RLSS, that we've seen on the stream so often. No tactical timeouts. These teams gotta use that minute in between the game to reassess and get back into it. And maybe RC's already off to a good start because Gooby will score right off the kickoff. 2 seconds into this game and already RCE Hellhounds have put one in as Thanatos simply overshoots it. That's a mistake I can't make at this level. And not at this point in your season. That could prove to be costly. As Blade now looking for another one. RCE nearly going to get another chance there. Gooby again on the end of it. And this is the kind of confidence we did not see in Game 1 from Rce Esports. Now just need to do it again and again. Oh, and they will. It's a mistake. It's another one for Blade. Another mistake from, this time from Fat Dab Slayer Thanatos. With that first one off the kickoff, Fat Dab Slayer there. Completely misreading it, and it's a absolute crumbling here from GNG Sapphire. Not even 30 seconds in, already giving up 2 cakewalk goals for Hellhounds. And again, those are mistakes that will cost you dearly in this playoff bracket. Consistency is the name of the game. With the pressure on these teams, it's so tough to be consistent, but winner's not going to be the best team here. It's going to be the team that's the most consistent. As Fat Dab Slayer. See his chance, stopped by Swaggy. Thanatos, last one back. We'll have Fat Dab Slayer following up behind, but no touch made, and overcommit from GNG. They're racing back. Nobody getting a touch there. Gooby will go for it. That's high and wide, and let ammo from GNG will open up opportunities for them to use. Thanatos back into the fray by Swaggy. As Fat Dab Slayer. Great first touch, great second touch too. He's still on it. Flip reset from Fat Dab Slayer. Oh, a ping pong play. Thanatos will come up with it. And it is an answer from GNG. I was following that the entire length of the way, but I did not expect that to be the way this assist was made. Ping pong in front of the net. But GNG Sapphire, the first ones to it. And they will put a goal back here against RCE Hellhounds. Blade off the kickoff already. Thanatos will have to use a lot of boost to get there. Oh, and they're not really in a good position either here. Lit Knight on nothing. That player not even in the play. Gooby look to take advantage as a bump there. Lit Knight has to come up with it. And a dunk will clear the way for GNG. Thanatos doesn't make connection. In comes Fat Dap Slayer, but RC Hellhounds. Back to the case and back to the solo effort here from Swaggy. Just wasting out time here, but now that we've seen that goal back from GNG, once again RCE turtling up on defense, and they better be careful here because that has cost them a lot of chances in Game 1, a lot of goals against them in Game 1. Not a team that's unwilling to keep this lead, but by the way they're doing it, it is not a confident way to do it, and they could very well be at the mercy of GNG Scarlet's offense. As Fat Dap Slayer, another quick shot. Blade will be on the end of it. RCE sending a lot of players front and not getting their boost in return. That boost grab there from Fat Dap Slayer, key to keep the offense as a upward pass. Thanatos drop down on the front post, and it's GNG Scarlet who will get the comeback made. Lit Knight with the lob, no one jumping with the bumps being made, and it gives Thanatos time, and that's all he needs to get the second goal. GNG Sapphire waiting patiently here as Fat Dap Slayer. Thanatos going for goal, but Blade will be on the end of it. Lit Knight now bumped away. Fat Dap Slayer. Oh, got the demo and Swaggy goes right for him. A savage bump, but GNG Sapphire's shot won't be much. As I already said Scarlet again. Not a good sign for me. I keep saying that. And that's the old name for this roster. As now that it's tied, it's GNG Scarlet again. That their overall confident playstyle should help them here, but that's a mistake. Blade going, always hit it off the post. Nobody was back as well. Lit Knight was nowhere to be seen on that attempt, and has a lot of fortune there for RCE. For GNG, because RCE really should be scoring those chances. Inside the final 90 seconds, that missed shot could prove to haunt RCE for the rest of this game, as they really do need to make sure that the next one's to score. Thanatos. Good play. Redirect! Oh, it's just high! Fat Dap Slayer looking for reinforcements. It's Lit Knight up high. Who's got it? Thanatos dropping! Oh, it's Gooby who will come up at the end of it. Lit Knight off the crossbar. Fat Dap Slayer jumping in, but he won't come in time as Blade will block. Now it's Blade off the back wall. RCE, here's their chance, but Gooby won't connect. And all of a sudden, chances from both sides to score, but nothing going in. Thanatos now will get on that challenge against Blade. Lit Knight with room. Going to the side. Lit Knight with space to work with, but that touch won't help. Thanatos still. Lit Knight, the doink in front, was looking to set up a teammate. Fat Dap Slayer not willing to commit. We'll see his team back on defense. The bump opening up room as Blade in for Gooby, but he thought Lit Knight had that one. Little misdirection from GNG will save them for now, as this game too. Progressing onward, Thanatos. A bouncer up is Lit Knight. Fat Dap Slayer trying to get the follow through, but it will hit the ground, and for the first time in the series, we have overtime. One goal will set these two teams apart here on Forbidden Temple. GNG Sapphire already off to a good start. Would love another one-goal win. Again, this has been a tough battle for the favorites here tonight, but they've proven that they're very, very confident in how they play. They are not letting the pressure get the better of them, but they may have just overcommitted away here. Lit Knight. Oh, what a block there on Ziva boost too. Just enough on it, but it may not be enough there. It's Blade. Oh, what incredible play. Peace of mind there to recognize the play. He got bumped in that position, but he knew as soon as he was there, that pass is coming across and he can get to it. Rce Esports Hellhounds have taken game 2. They've answered back the Goodnight Gaming Sapphire offense. Here in overtime, it was not a confident win from them, especially by the end of this game. It felt like RCE were kind of floating and treading water here, but a lot of those goals early on came from mistakes from GNG. Whiffs, simple mistouches, the kind of stuff you can't make at this point in the playoffs. Again, the pressure really is on this team to play as well as they can. Again, game 2. Ending off with an RCE win. It's again the Hellhounds continuing to be a thorn in the side of GNG Scarlet. But credit where credit's due. They're not making any of this easy. The 11th seed coming in, again, they're so used to playing as the underdog, to playing as that team that has to sit back, that has to watch, that has to prove themselves time in and time out. And yet, they do it. Now in game 3, it's looking a little bit more up here for the Cinderella story of Rce Esports' Hellhounds. But it's only one game. It came in overtime too, and it was not a win that you want to really recreate if you're on RCE. You want to take a bit more control over these games. It feels like they don't have that kind of control just yet. GNG Sapphire will continue to try to play that confident playstyle as they have shown already, but Gooby not gonna let it happen. Up for Blade! Oh, what a pass! Rce Hellhounds! Floating in midair, it's Gooby with the ceiling pass, and it's Blade with the finishing blow. A little help from Fat Dab Slayer will send it to the top right corner, and this one starting off explosively for RCE. GNG Sapphire, once again, not starting off the way they want to. Not a mistake, but an incredible offensive attack still for GNG. Went down early last game, and it heavily contributed to why they lost. They gotta make sure that doesn't happen again in this game here. All that quickly as Thanatos might have a flip on this too, but he won't have the boost to use it. It will still fall out, and Fat Dab Slayer square in the middle of the goal. And the last one back for GNG, willing to commit there. Again, the confidence from GNG Scarlet has been palpable. Simply put, they're continuing to show us why they are a top contender here tonight. Why they are actually the favorites to win this championship here tonight. But it's only one. Again, it has not been so one-sided as they may have wanted it to be. And their run in this playoff bracket has been easier than Rce Hellhounds, obviously, with them having the higher seed, but easier doesn't say much. They have to play against the 9th seed in DNA Vipers. You know, to get this point, went 4-2. The Vipers put on a huge battle. But they've been able to, again, survive that. GNG Sapphire. I'm expecting another similar result here. The Rce Hellhounds side that has been able to, again, exceed all expectations of them here in this playoff bracket. And GNG, Thanatos will go off the back wall here. Fat Dab Slayer will have a swaggy there to stop him. GNG Sapphire sent back to defense again. Oh, whiff there from Lit Knight again. Those mistakes could be costly here as Gooby can't get much on it, but he will still the boost. Lit Knight chasing after it, but eventually he'll give it up to Blade. Look at that control from Blade, looking for Gooby, but Thanatos almost you like it on that goal line. Lit Knight won't be the same though. That's off the back wall. And Fat Dab Slayer actually called into action there. Another double commits here. GNG Sapphire can't create offense with it. I didn't mention too much about these double commits, but in threes, especially at this level, when there is so much panic, when these players generally can't always be consistent, double commits are relatively often found, and As we see another one here, as, again, really the question about all these double commits is not going to be if the double commit is bad, because sometimes it's bad, but really, does it contribute? Is it one that contributes well to a team? Is it one that can be disastrous? Is it preventable? Is really the question for these double commits. Sometimes they aren't. Sometimes they're double commits that need to happen. You've seen teams panic on that goal line before, but double commits and get that block, and again, double commits aren't always going to cost teams here. For instance, that double commit there, Fat Dab Slayer coming with that clear, but Light had jumped as well. Not a lot of boost though for GNG Sapphire, and they are definitely going to be feeling it. There's another shot on Thanatos. Oh, he didn't have anything in the tank there. He flailed in front, but he won't get a piece of it. And it is Blade. Just a lob one in. It went high, and Thanatos jumped early, and with no success. Rce Hellhounds looking to turn this series around for themselves. Over that kickoff. Oh, it actually does go the way of RCE. Gooby, the dribble, one to beat in Thanatos, but he needed a little bit more on that touch. Thanatos took a long time to turn around for that play. I feel like with that time, the Hellhounds and Gooby could have done a lot better on that dribble. Only able to get one touch before he gave it up, and GNG Sapphire won't be too pleased with that. With seeing that, it's not all that difficult of a play for them to handle as their defense has played so well tonight. Offense has slowed down. Rce Hellhounds winning a lot more of these 50-50s and doing a lot better at stealing that boost. That Slayer running on nothing. Will on Thanatos to clear. Off the corner. Bouncing in front. A whiff there. Swaggy. Well, hit it to the sidewall. GNG Sapphire once again sent back. Now Lit Knight not on the end of it. Fat Dab Slayer will come in to help. And oh, what a corner pinch too. Gooby will not be able to get to it. Thanatos may have the pop here. Blade did not expect that. Still got up in time. Now Swaggy up the crossbar. GNG Sapphire. 30 seconds remain. This could be their chance. Thanatos regains the boost, but not before Gooby will win the challenge. Oh, and Lit Knight on nothing. Fat Dab Slayer needs to get this block. And he will. But it's wasting time off that clock. Time that GNG Sapphire need. Gooby off the back wall. Will look for the bump and gets it. Blade dunked by Lit Knight. This one falling above, but it will hit the ground. No one there for GNG. And Rce Hellhounds will take series advantage. And it game back for RC Esports. And the underdogs proving that their midfield is the reason they have made it this far. It has been an exceptional midfield play. At the start of this series, that confidence GNG was what pushed them over. We're seeing RC Hellhounds relying on the 50-50s, and for good reason. They seem to not be able to lose them. And if they do it again and again, expect this to continue again and again. As GNG Sapphire, really, you're going to need to rely on getting a lot more on offense. Shots aren't bad, but the pressure really isn't there for them. You need to be able to have more sustained offense, more sustained play. Because RC Hellhounds is just going to continue to do this. Over and over again, they'll win those 50-50s. They don't mind winning by 1 goal or by 5. It matters all the same to them. As we head into game number 4, RC Hellhounds would love to take down the veteran side here and really give them a tough beating. Into game number 4, RCE Hellhounds have had a good start already, but they've got to be able to continue this. That midfield is going to be the question for them. Every single game, do they have the challenges? Do they have the play? Well, maybe they do there, but oh, Swaggy. They have to stop Blade from scoring. I think that was on target. Trying to get that redirect to secure it, but it doesn't go the way he wants it to. That means for GNG, they actually have offense here, but not for long. Another challenge win, this time from Swaggy. Blade on no boost will prevent Fat Dab Slayer from the chance. Lit Knight now to the back wall. Blade leaving it. Swaggy off the corner. RC now, open chance. Blade's just gonna go for it. Where was the defense of GNG? Nobody home. And for RC Hellhounds, it doesn't get much easier than that. Thanatos and Fat Dab Slayer on 0 boost each. And neither of them willing to challenge. That's an easy one for RCE. They'll take it every single day. Mistake you don't see often. A mistake indeed. There's GNG Sapphire. Will once again concede early for the third straight game. Also be the third straight loss in this series. Those early goals really do have an impact on these teams. I mean, it's the difference of either coming out with confidence or coming out second-guessing yourself and your abilities. GNG Sapphire, need an answer! Oh, and that is most definitely it! A powerful strike. Fat Tap Slayer left nothing behind on that shot. Tucked in the front post neatly, Swaggy could not get enough of it. And again, GNG proving that they can come back. It is definitely not definitely not outside the realm of possibilities. To really get themselves back in the game, they'll need another goal and probably another after that. These games have been decided by 1-goal differences every single time. And we're probably en route to see that continue here as Gooby. Up is Blade, Thanatos. Great first touch. On the end of this here is Lit Knight, but Thanatos with one touch too many. And RCE will go upfield again. Infield pass attempt, stopped by Fat Tap Slayer. Now gets around V Gooby. Well, the bump as well on Blade, but oh, what a recovery from Blade. Looking to get the bump on Thanatos too. Nearly Blade creating the chance for their team, even though they got bumped out of it. It's that kind of creativity, that kind of fight that really does allow players to lead rosters at this point in your season. Everybody wants to be a team leader, but very few can actually take up that kind of mantle. Right now, Fat Tap Slayer trying to do it, and he may have it too! Oh, it's Fat Tap Slayer! Above everyone else! The flick high gets nothing to challenge against him, and here is why Fat Tap Slayer takes the lead for Goodnight Gaming Sapphire. An air dribble of all air dribbles. Incredible control from the player who's looked like he's been doing it all night. He finally got the shot he's been looking for. Is this the confidence boost that GNG Sapphire need? Thanatos leaving it for Lit Knight. Blade. A long touch down the field. Fat Tap Slayer off the corner. Swaggy. One off the back wall. Swaggy bumped into it. The Hellhounds respond. He had that shot anyways. Fat Tap Slayer trying to get the demo, but inadvertently will put in the shot himself. It's RCE Hellhounds who do not let a goal like that last one go against them. Gooby. Infield. Up is Swaggy, but he won't be on the end of it. GNG Sapphire. Back to the way both these teams are definitely feeling great, and you know the series is going to be good when it's back and forth like this. And next goal could be the decider, but who knows, we may have a goal falling right after it. The series has been nothing but exciting from start to finish. We haven't even ended yet. Oh, what a touch on that one. Swaggy, no boost. I'll have to watch Thanatos' challenge, but he does get dunked anyways. Blade now. Thanatos, nothing in the tank. Lit Knight needs to go. And go he does. Rce Hellhounds collecting these clears so far. They'll be the ones on the offensive side. And Swaggy getting it started here with that lob touch. Lit Knight. Here's it back. Gooby. Oh, that's a big whiff. Blade doesn't get the challenge either. Thanatos going for net. Bouncing. Oh, it's dunked away. On the goal line, but not in. Rce Hellhounds keep it alive. Thanatos. Swaggy. Fat Tap Slayer. Bumps galore as Gooby will go upfield. Lit Knight. Oh, it's a good infield pass. Thanatos whiffs it. Fat Tap Slayer wasting time. fact, he actually has made offense there. Midnight can get some more chances, but Gooby, with a high-flying challenge, will prevent any early shots from GNG. In fact, he'll prevent any shots entirely. They'll have to go all the way back from the defensive backfield. In fact, that player quickly on. Quickly off, letting Midnight go. Blade. 10 seconds remain, and an overcommand here from GNG. Rce Hellhounds trying to go upfield, but they won't get the chance. That player up to the back wall, but it's kept away. 0 seconds alive. Thanatos, Blade, overtime once again. Here in game number 4. Rce Hellhounds won the last one. An incredible improvisation from Blade. Once again, go to golden goal. Rce Hellhounds. They win this, and they're on triple match point, but GNG won't let it happen. Midnight finishes it off 21 seconds in. And Rce Hellhounds, the demo in front, the chaos in between. They won't be able to hold on. As GNG Scarlet Sapphire with another win. Seems like these teams always go off those 2 straight losses. Always seem to find a way to rebound. Seen it so often at this level where teams always answer. As raid coming in from Cobra Warrior. Thank you for the raid, my friend. Welcome in. You've joined for the Worldy Series here on the Sportiest stream. GNG Sapphire, the number 2 seed. Taking on Rce Hellhounds, the number 11 seed coming in this bracket. So far, there has not been much to separate these sides. It has been back and forth. Every game has been decided by 1 goal. We've had 2 overtimes as well already, so this has been a series to watch, to say the very least. And at this point now, it is coming down to the wire. De facto best of 3 at this point. This is to determine the grand finals. GNG Sapphire, Midnight, Thanatos, Fat Dab Slayer. It is the grand finals in both 2s and 3s challenger in the last season of the Skyward Series. 1 and 2s, they couldn't win in 3s. This is their redemption. Rce Hellhounds may be preventing them here, although they are coming off of a loss going into game number 5. Which team will be able to play under the pressure, under the lights? Both these sides have gone to game 6 before. They'll have to do it again. Game 7, definitely can't be out of hands here. In fact, it seems even more likely now that this series will go to the fated champions field. But GNG off to a quick start. So often off the kickoff, that rotation isn't really set up in Rce Hellhounds. They didn't set up theirs in time. GNG Sapphire have scored already, and that has snapped a 3-game streak right now in this series of being scored on first. They scored first in game 1. They have not been able to score first any of the other 3 games this series. Now they have here in game 5, and it definitely could be a confidence booster for them. Again, we've seen these teams trade games against each other, but Swaggy looking to try to do it here. Up is Blade. Bounce off the corner harmlessly here as Rce Hellhounds will look again with Blade. Infield, Gooby, beat by Midnight. Swaggy, oh, what a great fake there on 1. Now past the second, gets the flick above. Still it's Swaggy, but he'll have to give the space to Flat Dab Slayer. He cannot get the read there. Rce Hellhounds going to the bumps instead. Swaggy doesn't need the touch there as Gooby. Well, let's see the early challenge. Keep him away from tying this game up. Rce Hellhounds continuing to push through, and again that midfield has been where they have been their strongest. Those 50-50 challenges have been consistent right now, but that one won't be won. Swaggy, oh, he's whiffed on it. Thanatos, another mistake. GNG Sapphire, either they weren't expecting that play or they just weren't ready for it. No shot comes, but another mistake. Rce Hellhounds just stared at each other like a deer in headlights. And GNG Sapphire, and just look at this, Scooby never went for it, and neither did Blade. And Midnight will walk on through. A 2-0 lead for GNG Sapphire. You don't see that often in this series. Rce Hellhounds will definitely not be happy with their performance, conceding that last goal. That one was preventable. Communication just fell apart at the worst possible time. GNG. Again, when this team is playing in the lead, they're just so confident, so tough to take down. That's why Rce Hellhounds need to score soon, but they just won't get it, as that's on the goal line! And a dunk comes in through from Thanatos. This game has been bad from the start for RCE, and has only gotten worse. As another goal goes in, Thanatos will have it. And for Rce Hellhounds, they have been non-existent here on the Aquadome. Need to find some sort of response as... Well, bad touch there, Swaggy. Tried to get the flick, but it just fell off the top of his car. Gooby won't be on the end of it either. Rce Hellhounds, where they're usually so strong in that midfield, starting to see them panic a lot more often. GNG Sapphire, that's the kind of confidence that you're bringing right now. So much of it that Rce Hellhounds are panicking where they are their most comfortable. But they will get away with it. Gooby, off the back wall, Thanatos with the block, but will be Fat Dab's player to clear, and GNG Sapphire will again keep the offense going. Every game has been decided by one goal. It feels like that trend might end here on Game 5. As a touch off the back wall. Fat Dab Slayer setting up Thanatos, and he was looking for quite the redirect there on that front post. He won't end up coming up with it, but just shows you how GNG Sapphire are playing. Rce Hellhounds have had to play non-stop defense, and they still have not been able to break out, even with 2 minutes remaining. Looks like GNG Sapphire are not done just yet here in Game 5. Fat Dab Slayer. Oh, what a good touch from Blade. It will get around one, but Lit Knight waiting patiently. Now Gooby. The bounce will go to Thanatos, but Swaggy. Here's his chance. It's open. It's Blade. And it's one back for Rce Hellhounds. A little overcommit there as Thanatos' touch. I would have liked to see him go for that back corner instead of going to the midfield. Rce Hellhounds were waiting for it. One back for them, but they've got to get 2 more. And the time is not their friend right now. A pinch across. Thanatos. Leaving it for his captain. Swaggy. Not a good whiff there, and Thanatos will take it. Another one for GNG as Swaggy needs to make contact. It's not easy to make the back wall touches, but again, those mistakes are mistakes you can't be making. They will be countered at this point in the playoffs, and no team can get away with it so easily. Rce Hellhounds once again down by 3, with even less time now to come back. Was another one. This one whipped by Gooby. And Swaggy can't really read this one. He'll get the save, but again, the back wall mistakes coming out of RC Esports. Another play in the midfield. Blade couldn't get on the end of that shot. Up is Gooby at this point, just looking for any sort of goal to take home. Game 5 is not their game here. GNG Sapphire. Again, as I said, the pressure and that consistency is going to be the question for a lot of these teams. It's always felt like Rce Hellhounds have been much more susceptible to that pressure. You can see here, maybe it is that pressure that is allowing them to concede this game so much worse than all other games we've seen so far this series. GNG Sapphire, with this win, will be able to end the series in Game 6, just like they did in the quarterfinals, again, just earlier this week. And they took down DNA Vipers, the 9th seed in the playoffs. This game will definitely end for GNG's as a win, but Game 6 is now going to be on their minds. What do you do to continue this? Because so far, as we've seen, Rce Hellhounds have been able to adapt quite well. And you have a feeling after this game, they're going to have the same kind of response. It's going to be adaptations. It's going to be reaffirming their confidence in this series. As Game 7, not out of the question. I think these teams both know it. RCE definitely knows it's a possibility. They have to force it, though. This game will not be a good way to get that confidence going to try to do it. Lost at a bad time here for this team. Royalty playoffs will continue onward here, as again on the other stream they have the other semifinals in Empire Knights and Define on the main Royalty Series stream. Love that stream. Again, currently in just ended, I think, game 3. Define right now. Believe leading. Might be leading 3-0 at this point. Whatever it is, it's been a. It looks like the other stream, the Royalty Series stream, have a pretty quick series. Again, it's Sleepless's team as well. Sleepless has not won a championship either, so again, he's definitely trying to, just like Lit Knight, kind of put his name up there. Lit Knight's already won a championship again, but it was in Challenger 2s. Wants to be able to take the Challenger 3v3 run as well, as again they're going into. There's actually it's 2-1 lead for Define. They have not made it. They have not been able to take it here. And again, they're in game number 4. We are in game number 6. It's a chance for GNG to take it here, to go to the grand finals. This roster has been here last season. It doesn't get any easier, no matter which way you look at it. No matter how many times you have done it. Give you another chance to try to take a championship victory. RCE, or RC Esports. This is their time to stake their claim, really go into Game 7 with confidence. And that's the scary part about this one. Sure, GNG have 2 chances to win this thing, but you really have to think if they lose this game, RCE are going to have such an advantage going into Champions Field. The point where this feels like it's must-win for GNG. As RC Esports definitely have proven that they are a confidence-based team, but not starting off that way. GNG Sapphire, early chances, but that flick will go off the post. And we'll be back to try to roll it up again. Gooby around Lit Knight, but Anatos on the end of it, who has been a relatively solid striker, a relatively mechanical player too. Again, for GNG Sapphire, just trying to rotate around each other. This roster not looking to do anything all that impressive here late in the series. Just make sure they play their play style, they get the goals they need to get, and they keep RCE Hellhounds away from scoring. RCE doesn't want to agree with those plans. They'll be on offense here, but a great cut in there by Fat Dab Slayer. Swaggy did not see it coming. Still though, this midfield battle continues, and neither side is winning. Maybe Gooby can get this one. Swaggy already calling him off. Anatos though, with a lot of boost to work with, and he'll again go right back the other way. Blade, what a touch to the corner. That's a very difficult read to make. Going on his back foot, jumping backwards. It's a jump he knows he can make. Obviously, he has to make in that position, but it's never any easier. There's GNG now, putting some pot shots on. Thanatos closing in. It's to the back post. Fat Dab Slayer, just a little high. This Neo Tokyo battle continues. Still scoreless halfway through. You can feel that tension. Swaggy nearly was able to end it, but it goes off of Lit Knight. Now Swaggy goes again, but that shot's too weak. Thanatos will block. Swaggy still on the end of it. Thanatos using all the boost he has to keep away those chances from RC Esports. And Lit Knight will clear it away. Great defense from GNG. Now they'll go up again. Lit Knight. For a second I thought he was going for that Doomsday Dish, but not a play that he'll be wanting to look for. As Fat Dab Slayer. Swaggy. Thanatos. Not the touch he was looking for all that easily, but no complaints there from him. Oh, what a flop up to go in front. Oh my goodness. Nobody was able to come up with it. GNG Sapphire will breathe a sigh of relief. That one was close. Now they go upfield again. That flick saved away by Blade. A bad touch from Gooby. No boost there. Off the back wall. Swaggy will see it away for RCE. Thanatos now testing the defense of RCE Hellhounds. That defense has not made a misstep just yet here. Thanatos. Long clear. Lit Knights up to chase. It's Fat Dab Slayer in the midfield is Thanatos, but still he cannot break through. And GNG Sapphire and Rce Hellhounds both feels like they're both waiting patiently for that mistake, that turnaround. Who is going to be that leader to step up when the play calls for it? We've seen so many of them. Feels like Swaggy this game has really tried to do it here for RCE. It feels like for GNG Sapphire, it has been a game of Thanatos trying to take it. And yet, whoever it is that's going to take it, it is not coming anytime soon. Thanatos. Fat Dap Slayer, it's not on target. And GNG will go back here as RCE. Trying to get that quick raid, but Gooby on no boost. Thanatos bumped out of it. Double commit. Fat Dap Slayer's backwards, but so was Gooby on that shot. And he won't be able to put it on target. Lit Knight now. Well, backwards save. Swaggy on 2. The 50 on both. BGNGs, but again, they're not looking all that safe here on defense, especially with time low here as Blade, that demo could have been it, and Blade put a shot on target. RCE Hellhounds so close to forcing game 7, but he might go the other way. That one saved by Swaggy. Lit Knight, 0 seconds. Thanatos to championship. Oh, but it's blocked to the goal line. Fat Dap Slayer in the midfield. And we go to overtime for the 3rd time this series. GNG Sapphire. They score next. They go to the grand finals. Rce Hellhounds, they score next. And we'll be seeing Champions Field tonight. Lit Knight, saved by Flying Swaggy. GNG Sapphire throwing everyone upfield. Confidence is there. A scoreless game, and yet those offenses playing as if nothing is to... they can't lose at all. Fat Dap Slayer ends it! The bump comes through! And it is good night Gaming Sapphire to say good night to RC Hellhounds. They're going to the grand finals off that bump from Lit Knight. Lit Knight, Fat Dap Slayer, and Thanatos looking to take the 3v3 Challenger Grand Finals. Again, they have had their struggles to do it. But maybe this season will be their season to win. A Game 6 victory. No Champions Field here tonight. GNG Sapphire, that 2nd seed, continuing to just be incredible. Game 6 to end that series, to keep on moving their playoff run. Take a look at it again. They play the winner, Vampire Knights Define. That match still well ongoing, but Define right now on match point going into game 5. A victory at a perfect time for GNG. GNG Sapphire, good luck in that championship. Again, that is gotta be incredible for them. Game 6 win, to name all wins. Again, good luck to them. As we'll get a raid into the Royalty Series mainstream. Again, what a night, what a match. I gotta say, thank you so much to the Royalty Series for being able to just be so supportive. But that is it from us. Let's get that raid. Let's get back. Let's get to see that grand finals coming up very soon. Thank you so much for joining us for the stream. Congratulations to GNG Sapphire. Good luck in the grand finals, but have an amazing night, everybody. Take care.